Right, today we're going to look at what you can do with this stuff, excess sprue. So, first off, you can cut lengths of it like this and take them, stick them together so that the longer edge there, bump, and you've got a vaguely hexagonal thing. Once they're glued, you get solid pieces like this. Brilliant. You can use those, cut them up. If you cut some short lengths, you can taper the end and it gives you crystalline type structures. You can use them for basing, you can add them onto your dioramas, your terrain pieces to give a bit of the realm of light or an alien planet. Perhaps you can even use them as objective markers. Sky's the limit. Now, if you see here, instead of tapering, I started to take off some very small slices with hobby saw. This was great as it gave me lots of hexagonal bits which I could then stick on this base, and it's given me a kind of cobblestone, perhaps a giant's causeway, especially if I'd done them at different heights. And it's a really interesting way of trying a different basing effect. If you're really patient, you could do it on a whole little piece of terrain to get an interesting cobble effect. Give it a go, play over around, see what you can make. Now, if you cut some of these square shapes and these little gewgaws, slice those off, straighten it out, you can end up with little structures like this. Here you see I've glued them together to make a building. Once you've got that, you can take some bits and pieces. This is a failed conversion, that pops in there. Maybe there's some alien crystals they've been harvesting. And here, all the little bits of offcuts I've taken off are kept together in here, because if you put a big dollop of PVA on your terrain piece, bump, whack it in, instantly you've got rubble, and it helps add texture. Now, bump, stuck on a bit of corrugated cardboard, which will go up as rusted iron sheet. If you've got any offcuts of plasticard or balsa wood, you can build up the edges, and suddenly we've got a kind of makeshift dwelling which can quite happily go on your table. You can get troops inside it, you can possibly shoot through it, you can possibly stand on top of it. And the other thing I was playing around with was on this little door. I was experimenting as using these hexagon bits as a panel. So I paint that up, have a few buttons to press there, paint a kind of eye scanner there. All sorts of interesting different space shapes and seeing what I can do with them. Right, that is a brief look at what to do with your excess sprue.